Right, good morning. Bethany. Would you introduce yourself, tell us your name and current mailing address?
Bethany Cable, 5645 South Lakeshore Drive, 7.
All right, thank you. And let me just read some identifying information into the record here. So you are here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Bossier Parish in April 2014 to a 7-year sentence for a simple robbery conviction. Is that right? Okay, thank you. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. He'll have some questions.
Good morning, Mr. Kimball. How are you? Tell me what happened. What caused you to go on that?
So I was living in active addiction and surrounded by people also living in active addiction. I was destroying my life the best way that I knew how. Really didn't care to live for anything, and at that time, he spent money and was just making stupid decisions that I could make. That's
How old were you at the time?
easy.
How old were you now?
Very
Wow, you look like you're about 17.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
You have some people here that will speak on your behalf. Mr. Tandle? Your brother? You want to speak now? Yeah.
That's gonna. It's different.
No, he's not talking.
Oh, he's not talking yet? Right, well, anyway, you see who's here. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Crystal Hawkins, Miss Hawkins. Sorry about that.
You can go.
I was waiting for
We're paying attention.
I'm Krista Hawkins, and I'm the executive director of Hope Connections, an agency in Shreveport that serves homeless people. And we do, we're the homeless coalition for that region. And in 2000, when COVID came, we opened a safe haven shelter at the request of the Louisiana Housing Corporation, and we hired Bethany to work midnight to 8 because we need people, anybody who would work at that time. And in just months, Bethany had worked her way up, and she worked in every single program and was amazing. Worked with people, listened to them, and went to school full time as well. And now is the director of all client services at our agency, runs 3 different programs, oversees those, finished her degree in addictive studies, and is trying to get licensed. And we're just so proud. And the agency would not run the same without Bethany. And I think we feel so lucky to have her on our staff as a leader. She's a natural leader and a natural, has a compassion that is unstoppable and is contagious to other employees. And we're just really lucky to have her. And I think the good that she can do in this field and in this life for other people is endless. And I just can't say enough good things. Plus, we have to probably shut down without her.
Yeah, I just noticed you were a boss.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
thank you.
Next we'll have Miss Elizabeth, his mother, her mother.
I'm Libby Mangum. I'm Bethany's mother. I just want to share with you when she was little. She was kind, encouraging, easily directed with everything she did, from church to family to taekwondo to being the school mascot, education, just everything she did, she was enjoying as a coach. So I heard that from everybody in the world. At some point, early teens, started struggling with anger and pride and addiction. And that started guiding her choices that she's living in. And we watched for a while and we allowed God to meet her where she was at to affect change because we couldn't do. We didn't get a lawyer, we let a defender, we God decided where she's going and how long she's going. And when she was sentenced to that 7 years hard labor, I thought the journey was over, but it wasn't. It just again, she dug in, she owned her mistakes, she sought correction, she learned to follow rules, she learned to put her anger aside and work through the emotions and make better decisions. She asked me to get counseling before she came home, so I wouldn't do anything that enabled her to allow any bad decisions in the wrong direction. And wasn't blaming me for it, but just wanted to make sure we had a plan. Talked about actively preventing recidivism, and then we're able to implement some of these things to just make sure we weren't ever going backwards. So from there, it's just really been a joy to watch. She's very independent. She takes care of all of her own bills. She doesn't run out of money at the end of the month. She just takes care of herself and then takes care of me and her family, nieces and nephews, everyone. She's willing to help. She's willing to admit when she needs help. It's the person I knew she would be one day. Just happy to her. And I think, now asking pardon, we aren't asking her to say whatever happened was a mistake. I feel like it changed all of us for better. We're better people. And she can serve her community from whole heart like she does now. She understands them. She understands so much about them and speaks a language that I don't think she would have had otherwise. We don't want to bypass the fact that they were victims, it's a victim, and we don't want to undermine that meant something to them and how big that was. Our hope is that the time that she spent, and then she's been home almost as long as she was gone, she's been able to turn things around so well, live life. It's full of integrity, law-abiding, sober, just pours into everybody around her. Hope is she finish her master's and get licensed in psychology and utilize that degree to its fullest measure. She can't do that with pardon. Now, I can assure you, if this pardon isn't done, we're not stopping. She's still got all of us and we're continuing, that she can make more impact on this community if she has that whole relationship.
Thank you so much. And her grandfather, Mr. Jimmy Ray.
Good morning. My name is Jimmy Ray. I'm her grandfather. I was a police officer for 23 years in the Shreveport Police Department. And I've seen people lie, cheat, steal, whatever you want to do. There she sits. When she was in prison, in jail in Shreveport in plain dealing, I watched her lie through her teeth that I'll do better, I won't do this, I will do this. And I told my wife, I said, her grandmother said, she's lying. If you get her out, this is what's gonna happen. And if she does get out, I pray to God she won't get shot. She counts on her. She goes to prison right down here in Baton Rouge. We're coming down on a regular basis to see her. I still see that angry girl as a teenager start growing up in prison. The last 5 years that she was there, I don't watch what she's doing. I'm watching what the guards are doing. And the guards are in love. And she's in love with the guards. And she's doing the right thing. She told me one time about all I'm going to do, put my headphones on and go out there and cut grass for 8 hours. And I stay out of trouble. I don't associate with these friends. So that's part of my life that isn't gone. When she got out of jail and she came home, couldn't find a job. Just couldn't find a job. I said, I'll get you a job. But it's nasty, it's dirty, it's 105 and 110 degrees, cutting grass, weeding. She jumped into there, and the guy that ran the company told me about 3 months later, that's the best employee I've got. She's always on time, she's always got a smile. And it doesn't matter how nasty the job is, she'll do it. And that's where I really saw the change in her and what she's doing with this Hope Connection and how she has become a young woman. And the only thing I can say for y'all is, we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And as a teenager, he made big mistakes. Paid for it. But I can tell you from not only as a grandfather, but also in law enforcement, I see a change. And I see the good that's coming out of her life. And it's always gonna stay there with me. It will always stay there with me. And then she gets a heart. I was working at a golf course, got her a job to come there. She had, while she was in prison, she got her license to spray chemicals. The golf course had nobody. The director of SPAR, the Parks and Recreation went to hire her. The pro wanted to hire her, the greenkeeper wanted to hire her. And you know what happened? Convicted felon, no, we can't hire her. So I'm asking you to give her a chance. She has made a difference. She has changed her life around. And I can only see a bright future for her for the rest of her life. Thank y'all for letting me speak.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Bethany. Step back up. You have a real good grandfather. What age were you when you were packing the gun? You started packing the gun?
Well, I was 18. It was just, wasn't my gun, somebody else's gun. I didn't practice carrying. I didn't even want to shoot a gun. It was one of the other guys' gun. It's my idea to do it. So.
Okay, good. I don't have any more questions.
Miss Bethany, are you still going to AANA?
I don't.
Okay, well, what do you do to quell the wanting of drugs and alcohol?
I don't want them. I live a life that's completely different. I work at Hope Connections. I see the consequences of addiction and the hell it is every day, day in and day out. And I work hard to help people get out of that. I have support all around me. My boss is in recovery. He's been in recovery for 30, I was so close, 32 years. We don't forget. That's something that you just don't. You don't forget. And I have support when I need help. I ask for help. And I live a life I don't want to lose. So.
Any other questions?
Bethany, what you're doing is wonderful. That there's a lot of callings in this world, but I think the homeless is so stigmatized because they come to you in the worst shape in the world. You know, a lot of times they're nasty, they're dirty, and drugs are involved. They really are crawling for help when they see somebody, and somebody like you comes along. So that is a particularly blessed calling. And thank you for doing it, and for your boss and anybody else that's taking care of the homeless, because they do need the help. So one thing I would say, and maybe you've already figured it out, you know, you're leading people by example. And people aren't supposed to look at other people to find their way in life, but they do. They do look at it. So when you let your family down, you always kind of think, well, okay, I let them down, but they'll forgive me. But the homeless and people like that you're going to be teaching that there's a better way, they're going to be watching you, and they're going to try to pattern their life after you. So with that calling comes responsibility. And it sounds like you're up to it, Bethany. You know, so you'll have my prayers.
All right, we do have a green card from Linda Ray, Bethany's grandmother, and she says Bethany has worked very hard to become a good citizen. She's worked, sweated, and finally completed college. Very proud. So I don't see any other questions. We are prepared to vote. Mr. Tillis.
Bethany, my vote today is going to be to grant without firearms.
Mrs. Stapleton.
And I concur with with Chuck. I'm going to grant pardon without restoration.
Mr. Crater.
I concur.
Mr. Freeman.
Bethany's doing wonderful, but I'm sorry, today I got it denied. I mean, your cleansing period hadn't even been 4 years. You're not going to AA, which I understand you got great family, but that's something I would suggest. And, as I said, I mean, you got a record and you hadn't even been off supervision, but about 4 or 5 years, it's just too soon. You're doing terrific, but it's too soon. So my vote is to deny. High needs and risks too.
Bethany, my vote is gonna be to recommend the pardon without the firearms.
Didn't request the file.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
But we have to stipulate one way or the other. So even if you did, we'd say no to that. I appreciate, as has been said, you work with the homeless shelter. Keep up the good work. So we're gonna make that recommendation. Good luck.